Good morning and good morning, family. Hashtag my global family. This is Dre Abeda, coyote walking in this world, real life Asletopo superhero, two-spirited indigenous warrior. I'm also a critical race, whiteness, intersectional scholar. I am a ninth-year doctoral candidate at the University of New Mexico. I am a mentor for the Ujima Group, which is a mentoring program through the Critical Race Studies and Education Association here in the United States. I am also chair of the American Education Research Association Graduate Student Council, which is the largest and most influential educational group in the world, family. And because I lead the graduate students, it also gives me a seat on council. All of my peers within that governing body are VPs and some of the most influential people in the world when it comes to educational policy. So join me, family, in becoming the leaders our communities need, taking up mantles of leadership, and living life to the fullest, being the warriors for our people. I just did a reflection on my two-spirited self. This is part of my doctoral blogging project. I have an original critical race theory, Walking as Coyote. I'm also pastor of Coyote's Lodge, House of Spirituality, Critical Race Theory, and Medical Marijuana. Our services here are on Mondays, family, on Facebook. But most importantly, I am here to share my life with you, the ups and downs, family, and to prove that ordinary people can step up and become extraordinary. Let's do some of our yoga. I do yoga here when I can, when my brain allows me to, when I'm not being too unmanaged. With my PTSD being unmanaged, it doesn't allow me to function the way that I need to. So I like to do yoga to help keep me grounded, family. So join me here on the weekdays. I know my schedule is sporadic, but hey, time is a colonial construct. So join me in just tuning in whenever you have time to make a little moment of Zen happen for yourself. Let's do this.
Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Adriene. I am Adriene, and today we have a sequence for the lower back. This is something that you requested and I think is awesome and really dear to me because I very much believe in the healing power of yoga practice, keyword practice. So I invite you to try this video more than once. Embrace the repetition. You might favorite the video or click the ad to tab below so you can find it more easily. But this is something that I think if you practice regularly will really provide you some yummy benefits and hopefully get you living pain-free in the back. So let's check it out, shall we? Hop on the mat and let's learn yoga for lower back pain. We're going to start flat on our backs today, using the support of the earth to tend to the lower back. I just love all poses on the back because it reminds me that we are supported. So if you want to go there with me, if you want to go, oh, never mind, can't sing that. Explicit lyrics. If you want to go there with me, you can just kind of take a deep breath in and already just feel relief from the idea that we are supported by the mat, by the earth, by this moment. I feel like a little bit of consciousness goes a long way. So take a deep breath in, long exhale out. And slowly we're going to wrap the arms around the shins. Might interlace the fingertips here. And nice and slow, we'll let the knees come in towards the heart. So if the lower back is already starting to talk to you, you have a couple options. Palms can come to the knees. This is great. Or again, we can interlace. Now, rather than hardcore squeezing, just breathe here. Relax the shoulders down. Let the weight of the elbows drop. And we have two options. We're going to rock a little side to side, just kind of massaging the lower back, not squeezing like I do normally in Hatha Yoga, but just kind of letting the space be. So I have an option here, or I have the option to draw circles with the palms. So just take a second here on your own because everyone's different. It's so hard to do yoga for this and yoga for that because everyone's different. Everyone's experiencing different sensations. So I'll just try to honor that, and I'll encourage you to listen to your body, be gentle, and of course modify up, modify down as needed. So what we're doing is drawing circles with the palms on the knees one way and then the other, or where fingertips interlace, going left to right. You might even linger on one side if that feels good. And then close your eyes, look away from the video, and just take a second to feel both these things out. To check in with the lower back. Make sure you're breathing deep. Awesome. Then when you feel satisfied, slowly we'll release the soles of the feet to the mat, and we'll inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up and overhead. Nice and easy. We're going to just rock the pelvis here. So I'm going to rock the pelvis so that the lower back becomes kind of a rainbow over my mat. So if I wanted, I could slip my hand underneath there. And then I'm just going to rock the pelvis here. Get sassy. So nice and easy. We can bend the elbows as I tuck the pelvis. And then exhale, tailbone down. Navel stretches long, belly stretches long. And then we switch. Doesn't even matter what you're inhaling on and what you're exhaling on. Just breathe deep. And I'm sure this is going to look great on the video, but we're just kind of coming into almost a little sensual pelvic rock here. But it's awesome because we're massaging the top of the buttocks here, and we're just loosening up, finding a little soothing movement for that lower back. Staying grounded to the soles of the feet. Just do a couple more. Stretching the belly long as the lower back lifts up. And then maybe drawing the navel down as we lengthen through the tailbone, lower back flush with the mat. Do a couple more on your own. It's like a baby bridge, baby Setu Bandhasana experience. Cool. When you feel satisfied with that, I got a little zen out there. When you feel satisfied, we're going to lift the knees back up, and we're going to cross the ankles. And we have an option here. If you're really tending to lower back relief, skip this, rock to one side and come sit up. If your lower back feels tight and you feel like this might be good, join me in a little rock and roll up. So I'm going to grab the outer edges of the feet. I'm going to begin to rock a little front to back. If it feels like that's yummy, do it a couple times. Massaging the spine. Remember, it's all connected. This is a great way to just kind of relieve tension and stretch and soothe the spine. Now, if you're a little more sensitive today, again, we're all different, approaching this different, then just skip that move and come to cross-legged position, which is where we will all meet. I have a blanket here, conveniently. I'm gonna lift my hips up on. You can use a towel or blanket or nothing at all as we come to cross-legged and bring the palms to the knees here. Nice and easy breezy. We inhale, press the palms into the knees, extend through the crown of the head, lift your heart, chest open. Then on an exhale, chin to chest, navel draws back towards the spine. We come into what I call Mr. Burns pose here, rounding forward. Breathe, breathe into the back. And then inhale, extend, tagging a little weight in the elbows here, open the chest, the heart. And exhale, same thing, chin to chest, rounding forward. Go ahead and catch the weight in the palms. And take a couple breaths here. Stretching the skin of the back. The breath can be so healing, so take some nice, long, smooth, deep breaths here. And then slowly we'll rock all the way back up and come to all fours. Nice and slow. Take it easy. Honor the body. Enjoy this practice, this time. So we're going to come to all fours. If you want, you can sneak in a gentle cat-cow here. Then we're going to take the right leg and lift it gently all the way up into a lunge. Now, again, if the lower back is tight, breathe deep. If the lower back is tweaking, you might save this. I mean, I just don't want anyone with lower back pain to do anything that they don't want to do. So just listen to your body and breathe. I'm going to heel toe my right foot out a little bit wider than I would normally in a runner's lunge. You might even turn the right toes out slightly. And we're going to bring both palms in towards the center line. Now I'm going to curl my left toes under, walk my left knee back, and slowly sink into the hip. So what I'm doing is, this might seem a little counterintuitive, but I'm stretching the front of that left hip crease, the psoas here that wraps literally from here to here, which often causes some crap in the lower back. So we're finding a nice opening in the front of that hip crease. We have the palms here to support us. If you have a block or a book, and this is just too much for you, can lift the earth up to you, baby. Yeah. Or fingertips is always good. Now breathe. Finding what feels good. Again, we're focusing on deep breaths and opening the front of that left hip crease, the psoas. If it feels right, you might lift that knee for a pulse or two.
I'm okay for that.
But if we're super tight, then that might not be an option, and you might stay up nice and lifted. Couple more breaths here. Smile, relax the skin of the face. We got this. Then to come out, we'll come onto the fingertips. Send the sit bones back for a little stability as we walk that right heel in. And then we're just going to take it for a nice little counter pose here. Right heel stays in the earth as we relax the weight of the head over, pulling the right hip crease back. This doesn't have to be a deep stretch, guys. In fact, if we're tending to the lower back, we should keep it nice and spacious, nice and easy. So one breath here with the weight of the head over. Remember, it's all connected. Cool, then we'll rock back onto that right foot, come to all fours, and nice and easy, gingerly switch to the other side. Cool, so I'm gonna heel toe the left foot out now. Both palms come in towards the center line. Take it nice and slow, find integrity. And then I will curl the right toes under, walk that right knee back, and check out what it's like on the other side. So again, I'm focusing on the psoas muscle, or you can just kind of bring your awareness to the front of that right hip crease. Stretching it nice and long, using the breath to breathe here. Might lift that back knee. Again, as we said before, we might lift the earth to us. If it's really tight, that might be why your lower back is hurting. So opening up through the front body a little bit to provide relief and space for the lower back. Ding. Okay, one more nice, long, smooth, deep breath here. And then we come out. Nice and easy, lifting the sit bones back. Walk the left heel in towards the center line. And release over. Again, we're not sinking all the way back. This isn't power yoga. We're just checking in. So keep a nice, spacious vibe going on here. Weight of the head comes over. We breathe. And then we roll through the left foot. We use the fingertips for stability. And this time, we're going to step that right foot all the way up to the left for a forward fold. Now, rule of the game here is please, 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 my friends, keep your knees bent. Bend those knees, keep them soft. They can be super bent generously. Then I'm going to take my hands to the belly, draw the belly in just slightly, and let the weight of the head hang over gently. Oh yeah, baby. Release the fingertips. If you have a block, you can kind of rest it here, or a book. This is not about the palms touching the earth. They can go wherever they need. This is about feeling grounded through the soles of the feet, and then finding spaciousness in the lower back. So we breathe here. We use the exhale to let go. We find a little weight in the sit bones, and we use that inhale to maybe really feel expansion in the lower back. The exhale to ground down, find stability. You can grab the elbows here if you like. Let's take one more nice, long, deep breath in. And then we let it all go. To come out of this forward fold today, we release the palms or the fingertips to the mat by bending the knees generously. And then slowly, nothing fancy here, come back to all fours. Cool. Cross the ankles, nice and easy. We walk it back through. Texas. and come back to the back for our final posture for the lower back. Yay. Hug the knees into the chest, feel that space. Yeah, it's starting to feel better. It's starting to feel good. And then we'll send the fingertips left to right. You know, I like to call this Texas T. And we'll scoop the tailbone up, draw the knees up towards the heart. And then this is not about forcing. This is about, again, gentle, finding ease, creating space in the lower back. So I'll gently melt the knees towards the right side. And rather than keeping the knees actively hugging up towards the heart like we normally do, give yourself a little more space. So again, rather than drawing the knees all the way up here, I'm letting myself have a little more spaciousness, a little more just ease. So I breathe here. I can take that left palm, of course, guide it a little deeper into the posture. I'm breathing now again into that psoas, lower back, outer edge of the hip. Yummy. So I'm encouraging us to start here as a way of just, again, moving with ease, but you can, of course, hug the knees up and play with anything in between. A couple more breaths here. You might turn to rock onto the right ear. And then on an exhale, nice and easy breezy, melt it back through center. Itch your nose if you have an itch, and then send it to the other side. Here we go. Again, I'm giving myself a little more space, using the right palm to guide it a little deeper. I'm not anchoring anything, I'm just kind of letting gravity do its job. Nice long, smooth, deep breaths. Turning onto the left arm, soften through the face, and then breathe. Gently making your way back to center. You can end with a nice flat back, full on body stretch, or, so ask yourself what feels better, open, or we'll turn over onto our bellies and come into a child's pose. Belly comes to the top of the thighs and you release here. This is so great for lower back. You can do this in your bed, find a little gentle rock. If you need even more space, you can bring the knees up hip width apart and hang out here. Sometimes even fingertips between. It's nice. We wonder why they call this the child's pose. So I say find a nice sunny place to end for you here now. And enjoy.
How do you feel, family? I gotta say, I don't know if that's gonna help more with relaxation, or it really is gonna help out that back body pain. Family, every day we do this yoga is helping our bodies. And everything we do to help relieve the stress of our bodies is going to ultimately help relieve the stress of our minds, which is going to help us nurture our spirits. Our spirits need care, and we have to take care of our spirits. So join me, family, in saying a prayer for our intentions for the day. If you're not a praying person, it's okay. Neither am I. I literally am talking to my ancestors. I use colonial words, family. Prayer, church, pastor. Those are all constructs and concepts. The white America, colonial America, communities of color and white Americans understand. And I use that language to be accessible to more people. But what I'm really doing is I'm practicing my own ways. I'm embracing and celebrating my indigenous spirit, indigenous life. So join me. We're modern creatures, but have our own ways of knowledge. We go deep. We are old as time itself. So what can we do except embrace both parts of ourselves? Yummy! It's your favorite trickster, coyote grandchild. Trey is here. Yummy, I love you. And I honestly think you wouldn't understand male Dre. That's okay. I think you would have come around. because you love me no matter what. And I know you're sending me your blessings today. Even though you've passed, you watch over us and you've never left. I draw strength and I draw courage in knowing that I am never alone and that you were always by my side. Gammy, you were fierce and terrifying, and that made you powerful and that made you safe. Please send someone to everyone so they have that same sense of safety and security, so that when they feel small, they too can be brave. Papa, if Gammy was fierceness, you were love. And I ran to you many times, seeking comfort and guidance, and you were always there. Papa, send someone to be kind to all of your children here, because we could use it. And to my great-great-grandpa, Pablo Abeda, true revolutionary and a subtle public statesman, may you bless all of our communities, sir, because we need leaders who are going to react to our needs, not due to popularity, but due to actually saving our lives and creating the society that is going to humanize us all. And to all of our relatives, our aunties, uncles, cousins, adopted in blood, and those of us who we've created and made family, who've treated us with dignity and respect, may you all rest in peace and send your blessings to your people as we continue to thrive and survive. Family, life's complicated, but it's also an adventure, and I'm glad you're here with me to share it. I love you, and this coyote is off to cause trouble somewhere else. You know that I'm already running late. I have to go check in as an international graduate student. I love you guys. Have a great day.